Next question. What are some things that you noticed you have done, or strategies that you have used in your life to promote sort of wellness in your teacher work-life balance?
Well, coming into the LTA office when I was vice president, and I received a cell phone, a work cell phone, I put on the hours of do not disturb after 8 o'clock, up till about 6:45 in the morning. And, if I'm expecting a call or something, it would ring through and I do check it, but putting that on automatically. So basically I set boundaries coming into the office for myself. Because otherwise there's some people that no matter what you give, they will keep taking. And I know I need to take care of myself in order to take care of other people. So that was really important to me. And I had started doing that when I was teaching as well, I kind of set hours of the day. And after a certain point, it's like, it doesn't matter, you can leave things, there will always be more to do. So do it tomorrow. So making sure that I have that balance. And I can see that the vice presidents have started to pick up on that. Because
Nice.
it's not necessarily how, like if you're a giving person, which most teachers are, you give and give and give and give, and then you leave yourself to last. And we're not saying necessarily put yourself first, but definitely you need to be close to the top of the list, if not the top of the list.
I love that. When you have a good idea or something's working for you and you sort of are the good example for people to watch from, and then they start picking up on your routine or the thing that you're doing, they're like, man, that's going really well for you. Do you have any, can I start doing that? I love hearing that when people have good idea and people use it. I really like the idea of segmenting the time or putting a bookend on your work day. I know it's something I have tried to do, and leaving a lot of work at work and not taking work home, so to speak, which I think a lot of teachers do, take work out of the building and into their own personal lives and home. And I think this year, for all years, to set up something like that where you can sort of leave work at work, I think is a really, really positive recommendation or strategy. Any other things that help you get through the day or that bring a positive impact into your life?
Well, I do have that new puppy, Whitney, and she has been wonderful. So I finally got her in November, and she gets to come to the office. We'll eventually train her to be the therapy dog that can come into schools, hopefully.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so she definitely helps decrease the stress. And I know when Darren comes into the office, he's very happy when it's a puppy day, and a little sad when she's at daycare or home with my mom or something. Yeah, it's amazing that how animals can de-stress people.
Totally. What bit of advice would you give someone who is maybe thinking about adopting or getting a new puppy?
Oh boy.
If the list could be super long.
Yeah, my last dog I adopted when she was 6 years old. So she came, pretty much trained. Wow. And I haven't had a puppy since I was a teenager. And at that point, I think my parents did all the training. I had no idea what I was in for. Definitely kennel training. So, that's where they sleep at night. If you, I think probably like a baby where you put them in a crib or something, if you're going to go and take a shower, I would put my puppy in the kennel when I go take a shower and I can't watch over, what she's going to be doing. I think there's a lot of similarities there. Now I don't have kids, so I'm not going to pretend that a dog is the same as a kid, but there are similarities with consistency and positive reinforcement. They take a lot of time, and the time you put in at the beginning you'll see the rewards later on.
Yeah, I'm, well, as you know, Tanya, I'm going to be a father in a number of months. And everything that I've been reading and everything that you hear from parents who have older kids now is that same idea about that early time, the first number of weeks and months and years you put in. You see the long-term effects of that. So yeah, I'm expecting to be all in, which is exciting. Awesome. So we're kind of coming to the end of our questions, but I do have a sort of leave off a few questions. And so tell us a story or an example of an impactful teacher that you may have had that had a really positive influence on you.
Wow.
That's a big one. It's a big
It
question.
is. I can remember most of my teachers in elementary. I can remember a number of my teachers in secondary school. Um, I have such fond memories of um, my mom volunteering at school, and the relationship that she had with the teachers, I'm sure, was a positive impact for me. And then even working with some amazing teachers. So Sharon Henderson at Walnut Grove, who teaches science and biology. When I started teaching Science 10, she basically walked me through a lot of her notes, basically let me take all of her notes. And
Nice.
she was super helpful, but I could find examples of that everywhere I've worked. Lucia Lindsay, math teacher, there was a new concept that I had never done as a student. And then as a teacher, I need to try and teach it to my class. Well, I actually took my prep time, went and audited her class to see how she taught it so that I could then teach it the next day to my students. There's just so many wonderful teachers out there that are willing to share in different ways. And I appreciate everything they do for me.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. You hear from a lot of teachers that or people that become teachers who have these just continual landmark teachers in their lives that have gave them a real boost when they need it or given them inspiration when they need it, and at all levels. And it's interesting, I'm an early career teacher. I'm almost at 5 years now, and I kind of was a little bit skeptical at the beginning of my career, being like, I had so many influential teachers as a public school student, and then in university that continued. I was very fortunate, and I'm like, there can't be this many of these people in this profession. There's like 45,000 teachers in BC, and yet there are. Everywhere you turn, like you said, Tanya, you have to sort of find out what their uniqueness is and what they're willing to give, and then you foster that relationship from there. But there truly are some amazing teachers that we get to work with every day, which is really inspiring. Okay, last question for you, and hopefully this will be the easiest one of the day. What's something that has made you smile this week?
We're on spring break, so not having to set the alarm clock has made me smile.
Nice.
Yesterday, I got to try out my propane campfire, and thanks to Bonnie Henry and lifting the restrictions a little bit where you can have, gatherings outside, I had my cousin and a friend over, and we physically distanced and were able to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and roast some marshmallows on my new campfire. So that definitely made me smile.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Tanya, for joining us and taking the time out of your spring break to join us here on the Teachers of BC podcast. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your spring break. We know you will be attending the BCTF AGM this weekend.
Yes, as will you.
Enjoy. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy attending that. And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Taylor. This was fun.
Awesome. Take care.